We found ourselves in this painful red alert reality. Highly skilled professionals were spending hours upon hours, not on actual analysis, but on data cleaning. We're talking endless copying, exactly four essential formulas used correctly and systematically to completely outperform most teams and totally transform your operations. So here is the blueprint for our transformation today. 1. The connection engine, powered by XLOOKUP. 2. The decision layer, using IF. 3. The executive visibility engine, with SUMIFs. And 4. Advanced modeling, unlocked by SUMPRODUCT. Number 1. The connection engine, XLOOKUP. Now, in supply chain, you know data is notoriously fragmented. You've got item master data living in one system, supplier tables in another, pricing files, inventory snapshots, and freight reports, all completely disconnected from the rest of the business. XLOOKUP is not just a formula to fix this. You really need to think of it as your traceability infrastructure. It is the digital wiring that connects your fragmented data into one breathing, intelligent system, and it does it entirely without copy and paste. It takes those raw, isolated data sets and instantly weaves them into a unified, totally reliable view of your inventory or your total spend. The logic of this connection engine is beautifully simple. First, you find a common key, something like an item code. Second, you use that key to instantly pull relevant information from all other table. And third, and this is the best part, as a direct result, you permanently eliminate duplication and manual merging. Those broken reporting chains, they are completely removed from your workflow forever. Step 2 in our architecture. 2. The decision layer, IF and IFS. Having unified data is absolutely great, but data alone doesn't actually make decisions, right? This is where we transition from simply connecting data to actively interpreting it. IF transforms mere numbers into meaning. With this layer, your supply chain data finally starts speaking the language of decisions. Instead of just looking at a cell and asking, "What is the number?" the system automatically answers a much better question. What does this number mean for immediate action? Notice how this logic plays out in practice. If inventory is below safety stock, boom, it instantly flags it as a risk. If it's above the threshold, it marks it as healthy. A high-spend supplier, immediately tagged as strategic. This logic automatically categorizes and prioritizes your entire operational landscape. It highlights those critical red zones of risk and the green zones of operational health long before an executive meeting even begins. Moving on to number 3, the executive visibility engine, SUMIF and SUMIFs. So we've mastered individual decision logic on a row-by-row basis, but as we all know, supply chain data is massive. Now we graduate to massive data aggregation. SUMIFs seamlessly summarizes all that fragmented complexity into absolute clarity across multiple dimensions. You aren't just looking at spend anymore. You are looking at spend by supplier and by category. You're analyzing volume by plant and by month. You're looking at profitability by customer and by product line, all simultaneously. This is where operational data becomes executive intelligence. Seriously, when you leverage this visibility engine, you completely stop looking at individual rows. Instead, you start seeing the vital patterns of your business. You instantly expose dependency issues, you uncover concentration risks, and you gain total visibility into your product allocation. It literally turns a giant sea of numbers into a premium executive dashboard. And finally, number 4, the silent power tool, SUMPRODUCT. If XLOOKUP is the wiring, IF is the logic, and SUMIFs is the dashboard, well, SUMPRODUCT is the advanced engine under the hood. It's an advanced modeling formula that eliminates the noise and calculates complex variables all in one single step. Think about it. Instead of creating endless, messy, extra columns just to multiply quantity by price or demand by probability or freight by weight, this tool creates brilliant analytical clarity by calculating that entire matrix simultaneously. It's incredibly elegant. The applications for this are just wildly powerful. You can use it for dynamic spend analysis, complex scenario modeling, highly accurate weighted forecasts, logistics cost simulations, and even calculating your total inventory exposure. SUMPRODUCT radically reduces your spreadsheet complexity while massively increasing your analytical depth. It is, for sure, the ultimate tool for strategic foresight. Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. The bigger shift, intelligence, design, transformation. Take a look at this fully assembled system we've just created. We started with chaotic, disjointed data, and step by step, we've engineered a complete transformation. And I really want you to remember this crucial distinction. This is not Excel usage. This is supply chain intelligence design. By connecting data with XLOOKUP, structuring decisions with if, aggregating insights with SUMIFs, and modeling scenarios with SUMPRODUCT, we haven't just learned some software skills. We have built a complete, robust intelligence framework. Let's contrast that chaotic past with our optimized future. In traditional environments, Excel is fundamentally viewed as just a manual reporting tool, right? A place to simply store and clean past data. But with this supply-axis thinking, the paradigm shifts entirely. Excel becomes a dynamic executive decision-making system. It goes from being an administrative burden to a massive strategic asset. And the transformative outcomes of implementing this, absolutely game-changing. You're going to experience drastically less manual work. Your reporting cycles become infinitely faster. You achieve automated, better prioritization of risks and opportunities. You provide much stronger executive visibility to your leadership. But above all, the ultimate prize here is reclaimed time. You literally get more time for actual, high-level supply chain thinking. Which brings us to the overarching philosophy behind all of this, mastering what matters most. Because sometimes, excellence isn't about trying to know absolutely everything about a piece of software. It is simply about mastering what matters most. 4 formulas, understood deeply and integrated flawlessly, are infinitely more powerful than 100 used poorly. Because ultimately, true control over your complex logistics and procurement operations begins with uncompromising data clarity. Supply chain performance is not just execution, it is data clarity. Clarity removes the noise, clarity highlights the risk, and clarity creates absolute control over your operational future. So I'm going to leave you with this one provocative thought to reflect on as you look at your own operations today. Are you using your tools to endlessly manually report the past, or are you ready to use them to intelligently design the future of your supply chain?